In this tutorial, we will go over how to use the Magic Keyboard and Magic Mouse. Before we do, let's adjust some settings for the Magic Mouse. First, open System Preferences or System Settings and scroll down to the mouse pane. Now, you can adjust the tracking speed of your mouse so it moves very quickly or very slowly when you move your mouse in real life. So I can make it super fast, move my mouse a few centimeters and it goes through the entire screen. Or I can make it super slow and take multiple attempts to move my cursor around. Natural scrolling is a feature where the direction you scroll on the mouse is the direction that you scroll on the screen. And this is the opposite of the way Windows PCs work. So if you don't like the setting and you find yourself scrolling the wrong way every time, you can turn it off. Secondary click is what we all know as right click. Usually this feature is off. You should enable it to clicking on the right side, as that is how most mice work. So now I can right click and get my usual options, which is very handy. Finally, there's Smart Zoom, where you can double tap on the mouse and it'll zoom into some content, which we will show right now. In the More Gestures pane, there are some more gestures that are super handy. You can swipe between web pages by flicking with your finger left or right on the mouse, which is very useful when you're trying to go back and forth in web pages. Furthermore, you can swipe between full screen apps like a web browser and a PowerPoint, or grades and a Google search. And this is again very handy. I would recommend you turn this on. Finally, there's Mission Control, where you can double tap with the mouse and two fingers, and it'll show you all your desktops and any other window management related features, which we covered in a different video. So these are the settings you want to enable for the Magic Mouse. Alright, let's go over some of these products. On the Magic Mouse, this is the mouse. You generally want to grip it by the sides. The charging port is on the bottom, and the switch to turn it on and off is at the top. This entire area over here is like a glass touchpad. Think of your computer's trackpad living right up here. So most things that you can do on a trackpad, you can do with this mouse, like scrolling and swiping between desktops and things like that. Although pinch to zoom is not there, you have to double tap to zoom in. The Magic Keyboard has a much more familiar design. You've got function keys at the top, your power button over here, arrow keys, and a few modifier keys. These two control brightness. This is Mission Control, which helps with window management, as we have covered in different videos. This is Spotlight Search, which can bring up the searching tool on your Mac, which is super handy if you downloaded something and forgot where it is. This is Dictation. It creates an accurate speech-to-text translation of your voice, which is very useful when you're trying to look something up or type something that is very long. This is the Do Not Disturb key. It's generally useful if you want to silence notifications that are coming onto your computer. These three keys are for media playback. You can play and pause, skip tracks, and you can control volume with these three keys over here. Alright, let's use the Magic Mouse's features to browse the web efficiently and look up the Ming Dynasty. We'll also use some of the Magic Keyboard's features. First of all, we need to look up the Ming Dynasty. Now, we can use the Spotlight key on our keyboard and bring up Spotlight Search. Now we can search for our web browser. Again, I'm just showing an example of how you can use the keys on the keyboard. This is just one example of how you can search an app, but there's many other possible use cases for this. Now, let's use the dictation button on our keyboard, the one with the microphone icon, and search for the Ming Dynasty. A map of the Ming Dynasty. Cool. Now let's press enter. We've got some maps over here. Alright. Let's go to this Wikipedia page. Alright. Now the text in here is kind of small, and I don't want my students to squint their eyes and all that. So let's zoom into the text. The great thing about the Magic Mouse is that based on where your cursor is, it'll zoom in intelligently. For example, my cursor is near the text over here. So if I double tap on the mouse, it'll resize the window or resize the stuff in the window for the text. So this is a very comfortable view. You did a great job here. Let's zoom out. Now, let's just say I want to zoom into this map over here. The Magic Mouse realizes that this is the part of the area I want to zoom into. So if I zoom in, it makes the map full screen. So this is super handy. You can zoom in and out of anything that you want, and it is really, really helpful. Over there, let's zoom into the Ming Dynasty Chinese characters and zoom out. It's very helpful. Another thing that's helpful is that you can scroll in all 4 directions. So let's scroll down, zoom in. Maybe you want to scroll to the side, go here, government. Let's scroll to the other side. You can scroll in all 4 directions, and it is really, really cool and helpful. If there are any issues with your keyboard or mouse, the first thing you should do is check their battery level. You can do this by going to System Settings and scroll to the keyboard area. %, 93%. Now, if the batteries are dead, you want to charge them with a charging cord which is generally attached to the back of your computer and plug them into the designated charging areas. If there are still problems, you should turn the keyboard and mouse off and on again. It might sound like a boring, unnecessary step, but oftentimes it fixes a lot of issues. The switch is located right here and right here. To avoid issues with the Magic Mouse, which cannot be charged while you're using it, you should check its battery every 2 to 4 weeks to ensure smooth operation. The Magic Keyboard can be charged while you're using it, so this is not that much of an issue.